Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap morning market review and trade plan setup for Thursday, the September the 12th, 2013, rollover day. Just let me say something. I hate rollover. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't usually like to do it until the weekend, but lately my IRT has been forcing me to do the rollover. Let's get the disclaimer out of the way. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves the risk of loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than the initial investment. If you are watching this video after the fact, we go through a normal morning routine where we go through the spreadsheet that we keep with the key numbers, and then we do some very basic macro to micro charts to look to see where we're at within the trend in the different time frames. You might want to skip ahead on this, but we're getting prepared for our trading day, so this is important that we don't change our routine, because it's important to have the same routine each morning to get you into the mindset of trading. Also, nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders just like you, operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and the trades that you see live today, if you stick around, are for education purposes. Please trade your own plan, do your own due diligence, and make your own trading decisions. With that said, let's get to the numbers. Now, with rollover, we don't change the bigger numbers, because those numbers are still the same. We understand that the 1705 has an adjustment now, and that the adjusted high is 1698.50. But what I've also experienced in the past with rollover is that we have a tendency to equalize, and I still think that this 1705 is in danger of being taken out. But anyway, with that said, 1443 year high, open, 1705 is the year high, 1438 and a quarter. Same thing with the monthlies. These are our monthly numbers right now from the U contract, not the Z contract. So the month high 1640 and a quarter, month open 1640 and a quarter, month high 1690.50, month low 1630.75. Previous month 1685.50 open, 1705 high, 1624.75 low, and we closed at 1632. And then the weekly, again, based on the U contract, not the Z contract. We'll take a look at those numbers when we get to the charts. 1652 week open, 1690.50 high. Our week low 1652, and we opened the previous week at 1640 and a quarter. Had a week high at 1664, a week low at 1630.75, and we closed the week prior at 1654. Not going to bother with the quarterly numbers. We go right to the Globex open last night at 1675. Now this is where we adjust the numbers. These are now based on the Z contract. So our Globex open yesterday was 1675. We had a Globex high of 1677 and a quarter. We had a low of 1672.75, and we opened the RTH at 1673.75. We opened in range, so we had an open option in range. We broke the IB to the high side for a normal variation day. Our opening swing was 75.50 high, 73 and a quarter low for a 2 and a quarter point opening swing. Our initial balance high 1676 and a quarter. Initial balance low 1671 and a quarter for 5 points. And our 1230 number 1679. Our RTH high 1682.50. Our RTH low 1671 and a quarter. And we closed at 1682. And our VPOC shifted to 1678.75. And although this looks like it's a lower VPOC, it's actually the new contract, so you're automatically getting, there's about a 6.5 point spread between the two contracts right now. Our RTH range 11 and a quarter, which was our full session range, and our Globex range was 4.5 points. Our full session high 1684, our full session low 1671 and a quarter. And we are currently running just over 14 for the RTH, 17 and just under 17 and a half, and just under 10 for our RTH full session and Globex 20-day ATRs. The Globex opened last night with the new contract, 1683.25. European cash closed yesterday at 10:30. We always use Central Time in here, 1672.25. Value area high, 82 and a quarter. Value area low, 74.75 for a 7.5 value area range. And then we broke the IB outside of the pocket at 10:32 to the high side. Our extended session high, 84, our extended session low 82, and we closed at 83.50 for settlement for 2 points. So we had a fairly large extended session, and we went in and put the high in at 84 at that point in time. 2-point range, which is larger than the 20-day ATR for the extended session, and then our volume was 1.3 and 1.8, so pretty normal there. In terms of the composite numbers and all other numbers, have now been adjusted to the Z contract and the equalization. So those will all be in the Quantum Leap trade planner posted in the room when Howard gets it done. The key LVN, we had a double distribution yesterday on the intraday at 1676.75. Key micro composite VPOCs now are 1695 and a quarter above, and 1647 below. Those are the two naked micro composites above and below us, and then we've got one down there at 1613.75. These are all adjusted to the new contract. Same thing with the naked crosses and the naked VPOCs. These were put in. I did the homework sheet last night about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning my time, so we'll take a look on the charts just to verify, but these are based on the new contract, not the continuous. The reason why is I pull the continuous from TOS, and TOS is not rolled over yet. So I brought in the new contract numbers. Once we get equalization, we'll make an adjustment, because we do track these 24-hour versus the naked VPOCs that we only track on the RTH. But we did take out 2 naked VPOCs yesterday, 1675 and 1679 and a quarter, and we put in the new one at 1678.75. In terms of news, we had unemployment. They had, unemployment was, was messed up. They're saying because of a, computer problem. We didn't really have much of a reaction to it anyway. We've got natural gas coming up, and then we've got the 30-year bond auction and federal budget balance at 1 o'clock this afternoon. But, of course, we've got all kinds of headline news. I think the Syria stuff is going to be settled down for a couple days as they postpone. I know we've got a meeting today of the UN, heads of the UN permanent members, and we should see, we might get some news out of there, so just be careful there. Okay, let's go to the big picture charts, and again, I'm going to bring up the the continuous contract that is yet to roll, but we're looking at the trends on the macro to the micro, and you can see we are trading near the highs of the prior months. We've got good slope and separation on the 9 EMA and the 20 SMA. Price is tracking the 9 really nicely. This trend is still very strong, and I've been saying all along that don't get sucked into the short yet, because we had that weak high at 1705, now adjusted to 1698.50, and I still think it's high, and I still think the 1705 is still in play. Going to the weekly, well, this is going to be the telltale sign in terms of this possible head and shoulder pattern. If we fall off from here, this is where we should be failing from, somewhere between here and 1700. And if we do, then you can bring this possible head and shoulder into play, and we could see a bigger retracement. But in terms of the trend, we were losing some slope and separation. We closed this gap that we created, this technical gap. We've come down. We had the only close on the weekly below the 20 all year 2 weeks ago, but man, we just pop right back up, and we're trading very strong on the weekly. Going to the daily, you came down, we started to have this downward move, and then we came back up. We've got a crossover of the 9 over the 20. We've got a naked cross here on the daily at 1653 and a quarter. We'll have to make the adjustments on it, but we've gone parabolic right now on the daily, and we're getting slope and separation, so this looks like it's going to be remaining strong. Going to switch over to my Z contract and look at the macro to the micro on the intraday. Sorry, didn't mean month, I meant 4 hour. You can see that the 4 hour trend is very much intact. We're maintaining price above the 9 EMA. We came and tested it right here, but closed above. We created this little tech gap and basically closed by a combination of both price and time. But slope and separation is still very strong to the upside. Going to the 30-minute, a little bit different story. It's kind of indecisive right now. We've lost slope and separation, but we are maintaining above the 9 and the 20, and we're coming back up to test the last swing high up here at 1680, 275. And then just bring it down, one more down to the 15-minute, and you're seeing we're starting to get some slope and separation on the 15-minute, and we're trading up above both the 9 and the 20. So going over to the composite. Now the composite is going to look a lot different because this has been adjusted. So you're showing that we have that 1698.50 double top up here as the all-time high. We're showing that the larger micro composite balance that would come back in and trading in, that the micro composite VPOC is 80 and a quarter. It's no longer naked. We took it out yesterday. The value area high in this is 1686. I would use that as my upward target today. Our value area low is 1673.75. And we're currently trading around in this CHVN, this distribution zone, that has some undetermined fair value now. We've got 3 dominant CHVNs coming into play here. We've got the 80 and a quarter, which is the micro composite VPOC. We have the 78.50, and then we have the 75 area, with the other side of balance being down here at 71 and 75 on the low side, and the other side of balance on the top side up here at 83.50. In the smaller microcomposite, where we were trying to hold value just before we fell out of value, again the same microcomposite was 80 and a quarter, but the value area high there is 84.75 and value area low is 75.75. So that brings the 75 into play, but my guess is we're going to come up and test this 84.75, and we've got a CHVN here at 84 and a quarter if we can get through 83.50. Above that, I'd be looking to make a move to the other side of balance and test the value area low of this area up here, where we were trying to hold value until we fell out of it. Once we made the new high, we tried to hold fair value up here in the 1695 and a quarter. We couldn't. We came back down, found balance again at 80 and a quarter. Then when we fell down out of that, we came back down into this lower distribution. But the value area low on this is 89.75. Value area high is 97 and a quarter. This is my extended target for today up here at 16.95 and a quarter. And if we get above this 91.75, I think we'll see that, and I think we'll see them break the adjusted high at 1698.50 and go and test that 1700. Of course, my main hypothesis is that we come up into this 83 to 84 area, fail off of there, maybe get up to the 85, 75, but fail off of there and come back down here and chop around in between 80 and a quarter, 78, 50, and 75, with maybe a test to the other side of balance down at the 71.75, which the 72 and a quarter is that microcomposite low, and the just below the larger value area low at 73.50. If we get through the 71.75, I'd be looking for a move down, towards that 66.75 with the 63.75 just below it. And that 63.75 used to be that 1670 and a quarter microcomposite VPOC that we had come down and tested from above, and then gapped down, came up and tested it from below, and then finally came up and took it up just before we gapped up into here. I didn't put a profile in these two, but if you want to know what the most accepted price in the last 2 days, it is down here at the 75, and that's why I think if we stay below that 84 to 85 level, that we come down and rotate back towards the 75 and chop around in this new distribution where we have some undetermined fair value. In fact, I'm just going to leave that in there. The reason I didn't put it, a microcomposite there is because we didn't close back inside of the prior body, and that remains a breakout day for me and new price discovery. But I always want to know where the last most accepted price is, and that is down there at that 75. Okay, going and taking a look at our overnight numbers, and let's move all our numbers over to our intraday chart. So far, we have a overnight high, which is that test of that 84. So we'll put our overnight high up here at 84. We have a overnight low of 78.75, which is basically our VPOC from yesterday, our naked VPOC, and then the current microcomposite VPOC overnight is 82 and a quarter. That might change. We still have some time to go. So we've got an overnight VPOC. So just taking a look at how this is setting up against the composite, I'm going to be looking to do business in here on the breakout of 82.50, but I've got to be conscious of this 83.50. But that is going to be a trade area for me. And then I'll be looking for them to go and take out the overnight high at 84 and go up and test those, those two value areas. If we come down and we go up and we, reject this 82.50 area, then I'd be looking for a move down back towards taking out the overnight low and the naked VPOC, which is my main hypothesis. I'm thinking that we make a quick move up. They reject it at the range high and this 83.50 area, and then they rotate back down towards 78.75, and then down to test that, come back down to that 75 area. But we've got this LVN that we've got to deal with from the double distribution yesterday, so that is going to be a area that I'm going to be doing business. And then, of course, if we move through down, the target down there is going to be that 75 area. The value area low is 74.75, so that remains a target for me. And then, if we continue to move down, I'd be looking for a move down to the other side of balance down here at the 71.75, which will give us a test of the, range low from the RTH yesterday, and that is going to be a trade area for me, and I'll be looking for them to reject that and then rotate back up. But if they break through, the immediate target below that is the 68.75 area. That will be a target for me. And then, the big number below us is this 6375 microcomposite VPOC and CHVN, and also a naked VPOC and a gap close at 63 1/4, and that will be a target, but it'll also be a trade area for me. So if we come down here, I'm looking for responsive buyers to step in here and bring us back up towards that 71 and back into the balance above. Taking a quick look at the Renko chart. Currently, right now, we're just trading above the Keltner center line at 81 1/4. The test of the upper high is 86.75. That was the former microcomposite VPOC on the U contract. We have the microcomposite now down here at 80 1/4, but the old one, the equivalent on the U contract, is that 86.75. So that is still going to be a target for equalization between the two contracts. If we get below the Keltner center line, then I'm looking for a move down to test the 76 on the bottom. In terms of gold, gold is broken down overnight. We got outside of this balance area below at 56. We got through the 49.70, and my target was 1630, and we're trading right around that 1630. And this former microcomposite VPOC that we had as fair value just before we launched. I think we'll find some support here. We might chop around in this little distribution area. The key level you want to keep your eye on is that 1370.70. Remember that number? We were watching when we were down in this area before, and I would expect to find some buyers down here and rotate back up towards the 1330. If we can get above this 1338 and the 37 1/4 CLVN, this is the value area high, and the CLVN, then I'd be looking for a move back up to test the 49.70, the 1350 area, and try to get back up into the balance that we were up above, with the main target above being that 1366, which was a target that we were looking at on the downside, now becomes a target to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at on gold. Howard, are you going to do your analysis, or have you made all the adjustments yet?
Yeah, I'm still working on adjustments.
Is there anything you want to share, or are we just?
Yeah, at this point, I'm still trying to get caught up from rollover stuff last night. So.
Okay, fair enough. So that will complete our daily market review and trade plan setup. It's going to be interesting on the open. It's always interesting when you have a rollover and how they try to equalize the two contracts out, and and watch as the volume moves over and shifts from the U contract over to the Z contract. I'm going to be keeping it very tight today. As you know, I've been going through a little bit of an up and down. I'm going through a rough patch in my trading right now, and so I'm not going to be pressing any trades today at all. I'm going to be watching, and only if something glaringly sets up for me. And I'm going to try to get back to trading my levels versus waiting for confluence, and waiting and watching, being too focused on bank and the tick, confirming a level. But I will never stop watching the rotations. And the problems we had yesterday, even though this was a trade area for me yesterday as the range high, which is now your LVN, by the time we got up here, we were in a 4.5 to 5 point rotation at that point in time, and I don't like taking breakout trades when you're that far into a rotation. And I didn't take it and I missed the move. And even though my main analysis, and we've been talking about that 86.75 number, as the main target above, I didn't get to participate in it. I mean, I tried to get short based on a high probability trade rate here. Well, I only took 2 trades yesterday. We had the triple bottom. We are inside. We are coming right into the time where we normally have a IB break, and I figured with the triple bottom on the IB that it was a high probability trade. I took the short into it. It didn't get there for me, and I ended up getting a full stop out on my first trade. And then by the time we came into the area for me to do business, we were too far in a rotation, and we had this 7.5 point rotation without a counter rotation bigger. I was waiting here. I was trying to get long, but I needed it to come back and test the VWAP, and it didn't get that low, and then it just took off without me, and there was nothing I could do. And then once it was it was up here, then it was all chop. I finally took the breakout when we got the when we had the triple top up here. I went for the breakout and for that move towards the 86.70, but then I got funded on the one and it came back, and I was trying to be patient, but it came too far back on me, and due to my risk parameters, I had to take it off. So, I mean, as it stands right now for the month, we're down on the month, but we're not down very much because of the fact that we control our risk in here. I can make that up in one day. So I'm not getting worried. I'm not getting concerned. I just got to get more focused to make sure I trade my levels. So that will conclude our morning market review and trade plan setup. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.